2 weeks later, life in Manhattan moved as fast as ever. Emma Carter barely had time to breathe between client meetings, proposal drafts, and endless coffee refills. But this week was different. Her agency was pitching to Reed Technologies, one of the biggest tech firms in the country. Landing this account would mean a promotion, recognition, and maybe even a new beginning in her career. That morning, she arrived at the company's towering glass headquarters in Midtown. The place was a monument to success, sleek lines, chrome finishes, and an energy that spoke of innovation and money. Emma took a deep breath, straightened her blazer, and walked into the boardroom with her team. Her heart raced with nervous excitement. This was the moment she had worked for. She opened her presentation folder, rehearsing her first few lines silently. Then the door opened. A wave of quiet respect swept through the room as a man stepped in. He was tall, composed, dressed in a tailored navy suit that fit him perfectly. His watch gleamed, his expression unreadable. But his eyes, those calm, steady eyes, froze her in place. It was Daniel. Her pen slipped from her hand and clattered against the floor. Time seemed to stop. "Good morning," he said smoothly, his gaze locking with hers. "I believe we've met." Whispers rippled around the table. Some of the executives exchanged curious glances. "Met?" Emma's mind raced. "He's the CEO, Daniel Reed, the Daniel Reed." The meeting continued, but Emma barely heard a word. Her slides blurred before her eyes. Her heartbeat drowned out the discussion. Every time Daniel spoke, his voice carried the authority of a man who didn't just work for the company. He was the company. When the meeting ended, Daniel thanked everyone and dismissed the room. But as Emma gathered her things, she noticed him standing by the elevator, waiting just for her. She walked up, keeping her composure as best she could. "You lied to me," she said quietly, hurt flickering in her eyes. Daniel turned, his tone gentle but firm. "I didn't lie, Emma. I just didn't tell you everything. I wanted to see if someone could care about me. Not the CEO, not the money, just me." Tears welled up in her eyes. She didn't know whether to be angry, flattered, or heartbroken, but deep down she knew he was right. That night in the rain had been real, not built on wealth or appearances, but on truth. Daniel reached into his coat pocket and pulled out something familiar, the same small black umbrella from their first night. He opened it, smiling softly. "Dinner, same place. This time, no secrets." Emma stared at him for a moment before smiling through her tears. "Only if you promise to wear the hoodie again." He laughed, that same warm, genuine laugh that had caught her heart weeks ago. "Deal." As they stepped out into the cool Manhattan evening, the city lights shimmered across the wet pavement. This time there were no lies, no tests, just two hearts that had finally found each other beneath the same umbrella, seeing not fortune or fame, but truth and love in its purest form. New York City, Friday evening. The rain gently kissed the glowing glass windows of a small Italian restaurant tucked in a quiet corner of Manhattan. Inside, soft jazz music played while the scent of garlic bread filled the air. Emma Carter, a 27-year-old marketing executive, sat nervously at a corner table, adjusting the silver bracelet on her wrist. Her best friend had set her up on a blind date, her first one in over a year, but she wasn't exactly thrilled about it. She checked her reflection in the window, brushing a stray lock of hair behind her ear. "Don't get your hopes up," she told herself. The last few dates had been disasters. All men who cared more about status and money than connection. She wanted something genuine, but in New York, that felt like finding a diamond in the rain. The bell above the door jingled. Emma looked up. In walked a man wearing a plain grey hoodie, faded jeans, and sneakers that had clearly seen better days. He didn't look like someone who belonged in this upscale restaurant. For a moment she thought he might be lost. But then he smiled, a soft, calm, confident smile, and walked straight toward her. "Emma?" he asked. She blinked. "Daniel?" "That's me," he said, chuckling as he took a seat. "Sorry, I'm a little late." Subway was running behind. Emma forced a polite smile. "A hoodie, seriously?" she thought. This wasn't the first impression she'd imagined. Still, there was something about his tone, relaxed, unpretentious, that made her pause. As dinner went on, something unexpected happened. Daniel didn't brag about a high-paying job or fancy travels. He didn't check his phone once. Instead, he listened, really listened. He asked about her goals, her family, what made her happy. When she told him about her dream of starting her own creative agency one day, he didn't laugh like others had. He looked her straight in the eyes and said, "You'll do it. You just need one person to believe in you. Start with yourself." That single line struck something in her. The conversation flowed effortlessly after that. Laughter, stories, little moments of silence that felt comfortable rather than awkward. When the night ended, Daniel offered to walk her out. Rain still fell softly outside, and without hesitation, he opened his small umbrella, holding it over both of them. They walked slowly through the wet streets, their shoulders brushing, the city lights reflecting off puddles like melted gold. "You're not what I expected," Emma said quietly, smiling. Daniel glanced at her, amused. "Good different or bad different?" "Good," she said after a pause. "Very good." They ended up sitting by the Hudson River, talking for hours as the skyline shimmered in the distance. For the first time in a long while, Emma felt seen, not judged, not analyzed, just seen. What she didn't know was that Daniel was no ordinary man. Behind that humble hoodie was Daniel Reed, the billionaire CEO of Reed Technologies, a company known worldwide for its innovation and social impact. And that night, he wasn't testing the restaurant or the food. He was testing something far more valuable, whether someone could love him for who he truly was, not for the power and fortune that came with his name,